Man, you are from the US. You said before. I don't know anything about you. Where are you from in the US?
I'm from Florida. I'm from a small town called Crystal River. It's nearest to Tampa or Orlando by maybe an hour and a half or 2 hour drive away to either of those cities. So,
Okay.
that means it takes, 2 hours to get to any city. So it's really kind of middle of nowhere. It's in the swamp. It's right on the Gulf of Mexico, little river there.
Yes.
The reason I was born there, there's a nuclear power plant there. So my dad was an engineer at a nuclear power plant there. The only other thing that's really there is the river. And since I've left, it's kind of become a tourist hotspot because it's one of the only places in the world that you can swim up close with manatees.
With what? Sorry.
Manatees. So it's this animal. It's like a big gray blob. Another name is sea cow. In Chinese, it's sea cow as well. So they're mammals. They live under the water. The closest relative is an elephant. Have big flat tails.
Is it this thing?
Yep, that's it.
Can you cut to camera number 4, please? There you go.
So that's a manatee. That photo's probably taken in my hometown.
Super.
So there's some books and some travel shows that came out in the last 10 or 15 years that list my hometown as like one of the places you must see before you die, and then kind of got picked up in different countries as a hotspot. So suddenly there's all these German people there visiting and stuff. This is after I left.
Florida is a very crazy place in which I'm not surprised that these things happen. I wouldn't be surprised if these animals were put there on purpose by someone that wanted to actually bring up the tourism. And I say this not because I listen to Joe Rogan and he says that people in Florida are crazy. My family lived in Miami for 3 years, so I went to Miami a lot, and yeah, it's a fascinating place.
Yeah, you must know about the Florida man kind of meme, like. When you read the newspaper, national news, there's always some headline that begins with Florida man, and then it finishes with like the craziest crime you've ever heard of, like Florida man broke into house, was found 6 hours later on the sofa smoking meth and petting the cats or something. Like just hundreds and hundreds of stories like this from Florida. They all begin with Florida man. So Florida man is an actual...
it's a genre.
Yeah, it's a genre. So like people say Florida man, like Superman, is the world's worst superhero that just like commits all these like terrible crimes and bumbling idiot and gets caught. And it's all these I don't know, kind of low class dumb things that you can get in trouble for. But my childhood and my teenage years was surrounded by Florida men. So for example, when I was 10 years old, I was out on the boat with family friends, and my dad's friend is a Florida man, so he all of a sudden just dives into the water, and there's this huge commotion, things splashing around, and everyone's going, what's going on here? And then he comes up, and you can tell he's like fighting with something, and he's like, Casey, I got a shark. Come over here, check it out.
I don't believe you.
No, seriously.
And it was a real shark.
Yeah, it was a shark.
How big was the shark?
About 2 meters. It was a nurse shark. So nurse sharks, they don't bite, but I doubt he knew that when he jumped in the water to grab it,
So what was his rationale in that moment? Have you ever
he wanted to show me the shark.
So my question to you now is, did you leave Florida because you were afraid of becoming a Florida man, or you were afraid of Florida man?
In retrospect, I would say afraid of becoming one. I wasn't afraid of Florida men because that's like, it was normal. I didn't realize it was abnormal to act that crazy. And like, just give you another example. Like I was taking friends from out of town to my home for Thanksgiving or some holiday from university, and we just arrived in my hometown and pulled into a gas station and pulled a car in, and I just Yeah, just stop the car, and suddenly the door bursts open of the gas station convenience store. This guy falls down flat onto the hood of my car, and then there's another guy coming out with a broken arm with the cast, and he's on the hood of the car hitting him with the cast, and they're fighting over like who was gonna get the last like Slim Jim, like beef jerky or something.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Fair fucking enough.
Yeah.